every day is a holy day, every week is a holy week, but this does symbolize the journey. Imagining Jesus entering, riding the donkey, humility, the praise, the palms. I always remember that as a kid, growing up, going to Catholic church. And my mother would always take the palms, and when they dried, she'd turn them into a cross. And whenever there is like a storm, she'd burn it for our safety. And so we still have them, and she'll burn them. She'll put the date and she'll burn them. And so the Prince of Peace entering Jerusalem, the city of peace. As I walked with the talk, I'm like, Spirit, what continues to need to be shared? And I just kept hearing, stand on higher ground, stand on higher ground. And then I turned to my email, and one of my ministerial colleagues sent an email, and it was like, how do we stand on higher ground? How do we stand on higher ground? So I knew it was an alignment because there's so much going on in the world. So as we are entering into the celebration and this Holy Week, we know what's going to, unfold. The light then moves into the darkness, that moves into the light. And so the question I kept asking myself is like, how do we utilize our spiritual principles at a time that seems to be increasing chaos, yet there's also this expansion of love? We live in a time that we are so globally connected that we can either mass destroy each other or mass love and awaken together. And that's really where we're at. And so when I drive to school, I listen to NPR. And I make sure I don't turn it off when the news is very challenging, when I feel really uncomfortable hearing about the suffering, when I hear about, what happened in Israel on October 7th, when I hear about what's happening in Gaza, when I hear about what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, when I hear about what's happening in my own neighborhood, I'm like, how do I stand on holy ground while suffering is happening? And how do I take the joy that I'm experiencing in the moment and create a space that all beings can experience this joy and love? And all I kept hearing was that exact word, love. We need more love. It's got to be love. Love is the highest ground. Love is the source of all of life. And so I want to read the love of the 12 powers of unity, where it says, love is that attracting, harmonizing, unifying faculty of mind. It is a constructive building force of spirit. It is our power to comprehend oneness. Spiritual love is a total unconditional acceptance of everyone and everything. Sounds easy, right? Not so much. Because when you walk with something, Spirit calls different situations into your life just to have you reflect upon it. So I'm at, Sam's, and I'm getting gas, and I'm hearing this guy screaming at this other man. And he's screaming like a lot of political stuff. How are you going to vote for that person? Gas is this high. You need to change your vote. And I turned and I looked, and the guy that was getting yelled at was Hispanic, and he just, all of a sudden, I could feel his body do this. And first of all, your brain's going to react. The amygdala, that part of our brain's going to react. It's going to either be fight, flight, or fright, frozen. And so I'm watching this energy stirring in me. I'm looking at this guy, and I'm having judgment getting ready to fly. I'm looking at the other guy, and I'm having compassion. And then I'm taken back to a couple of years ago when I was at the lake. And it was a similar situation. Similar people, similar conversation. And I actually stepped in. And when I stepped in, the guy started attacking me. Came from? Well, I was born in Fort Hood, Texas. My dad was in the Army, And then I realized, you just need to back it up, So when you fast forward, I'm at Sam's, and I noticed that I don't step in. I sit in my car, and I'm feeling annoyed, and I'm feeling angry. I'm like, I just want to get gas. Can we not have the space just to get gas? And I'm like, what is going on? I don't feel safe. What is going on? What if I have to intervene, And so I'm watching this whole thing playing out, and with stand on higher ground over here, right? And so it calmed down. I calmed down, and I didn't get as heightened as it seems, like with the first guy who told me to go where I came from. But I was driving, I'm like, why, God? Why is that necessary? Like, what is it that I need to know from this? And I am not exaggerating. I'm in my car, I'm at the light, it's like a van in front of me, and it says, one human family. I'm like, I know, but that's not easy sometimes. And so I had to forgive myself for allowing, it to get heightened judgment. And then, like I said, it dissipated faster than my 20-year-old self would have. But I kept asking myself, how do I stand on higher ground? How can I be the peace that knows no human understanding? How can I offer more love into this world? And it's that continued conversation that those who cause suffering are suffering. And how do I have compassion for those who cause suffering and those suffering? And it begins with me. It begins with my mind, my heart, my life, and then how I can take action to support other beings. So the very first thing is that we have to actually speak into the room what we're feeling. We actually have to acknowledge that we turn to that knowingness of what they call, the law of consciousness. Because our mind is our world, it says. As we think, so it is so. And the tools of our mind are the tools that we create in this world. And so we utilize the law of consciousness, of the possibility. Because if I say peace is never possible, then I have a poverty consciousness. I have a limited consciousness. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, Veronica, you're too woo-woo. It's never going to happen in this lifetime. I go, but I've got to believe it's possible. I've got to know that Jesus called himself the Prince of Peace, right? And so if he's calling himself the Prince of Peace, and he's saying, blessed are the peacemakers, then why can't I stand in that possibility? And that's not naive. I'm not turning away from suffering. I'm actually supporting a world that works for everyone. I'm actually holding in consciousness that all discord is dissipated, and I have to believe it is possible, and I have to see with eyes that see. I see the suffering that is present, but I also see the potentiality. I must stand in the possibility. I must stand on the higher ground of yes. I must meet in the moment with love. And then sometimes, I've said this a million times, sometimes there has to be a little bit of boundaries, but that's okay. I can still see the possibility. Because if I'm like, it's always been that way, it's never going to heal, people aren't going to do this, like unhealed people hurt people. I've been unhealed, and I probably hurt people with my words, and now I'm moving towards a place of more conscious awareness, then I get to mirror to people that the path is possible, right? So when we stand on higher ground, it's not about being perfect, it's about being present. It's about listening. It's about attuning. It's about knowing that I'm supported by spirit, that love is that attracting, harmonizing, unifying faculty of mind. Love, the source of all life. Love that we call God. Amma, who's considered a living embodiment of the divine, says of Divine Mother, the world should know that a life inspired by love and service to humanity is possible. The key word is possible. So when I stand on higher ground, in this moment, it is possible. When I tune within through my spiritual practice, that peace is possible. I allow it. Be still. And be still doesn't mean stop. It means settle. 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 So I can hear. So I can literally hear spirit. What would you have me do right now? What is being called forth in this moment? And so I use my spiritual practices, and I use these spiritual principles consciously, and we begin within, and then the microcosm, and then we slowly take it out into the world. And so it becomes that practice of attuning to that which is greater in every moment. So we recognize what's going on. We allow our feelings to be there. We investigate it, and then we actually move forward with love and kindness, which is why our mantra today is going to be from Reverend Doug. Because the beautiful book that I received, thank you so much, opens up with affirmations that are the essence of this talk. So repeat after me. I commit to love. I spread kindness. I co-create a healthier world. And we're going to do this several times, so close your eyes and go within. I commit to love. I spread kindness. I co-create a healthier world. Take a breath. Again, I commit to love. I spread kindness. I co-create a healthier world. Breathe in. And now as we say it this time, imagine that this energy is going out into Dallas first. So I commit to love. I spread kindness. I co-create a healthier world. Now see the light of these words, these mantras, these affirmations now going out to our country, to our state and our country. Say, I commit to love. I spread kindness. I co-create a healthier world. Now, one more time, the entire world, send it to places that there's chaos, that we're just calling for peace, to places that are just let's saturate them in love. Say, I commit to love. I spread kindness. I co-create a healthier world. And take a breath and just allow that to be in your heart right now. The commitment to love, the commitment to spread kindness, the commitment to create a healthier world. This is how we stand on higher ground. Take a breath. Open your eyes. So the mantra is like a purifying force. It clears our mind, it clears our heart, it clears our souls. We walk with it, we ground in our spiritual principles so that when we have encounters, we at least don't join in on chaos. We take time to bring that peace. And then, like I do with my nieces and nephews, and I did with my great niece, I would whisper in their ear, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'd go to the other ear, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'd go back and forth. And that when we go out in the world, even when you look at someone, just with your eyes, say, I love you. With your eyes, I love you. Now, Rochi Joan Halifax of the Upaya Zen Center was having this workshop, and this guy's like, look, I can't right now have compassion. He named a dictator. She goes, I have a hard time too. Just drop into your heart, see what you're feeling, and make that commitment to peace. To see with eyes that see that we are not separate, that we are not separate, that we are not alone, that we're here together. So I'm going to have you stand up before we wrap it up. Stand up, and I'm going to invite you just to walk to each other and just say, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. All right? Connect with someone. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Good to see you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Awesome. Make sure you give Rachel some love. She's over there. Give Rachel a little love. I love you, I love you, I love you. I think I love you too. Share that love, feel that peace. This is how we stand on higher ground. We are committed to this love and committed to this peace. Turn to social media. I love you, I love you, I love you. Come on back, let's pray it up. Feel the love. Now imagine where this is how we walked in the world. I love you, I love you, I love you. The Prince of Peace entire message was love. It is not always easy, but do the best that you can. And let us stand on higher ground together in the law of consciousness, the law of love, the law of life. Let us hold the possibility. And when we see the suffering, let us bear witness to it. Don't turn off NPR. Don't turn off the news. Don't get caught up in it, for secondary trauma, but bear witness. And then we call forth love. We call forth peace. We call forth wholeness. We call forth the truth of God. Let us be that light in the world as we have been guided by the great master teacher. And no, his life did not end easily. But look at the resurrection that happens next Sunday, that in every moment and in every breath, we rise up to that love. I invite you to go within. I love you. I love you. I love you. This is the word of God. As we breathe into this moment, into that awareness of the presence of love, that there's one power, one presence, one light, one love, and each one of us, every single person, everything on this planet is an outpicturing expression of that love that is God. Breathe it in. I love you. I love you. I love you. The mantra of our life, the peace be still, that I know that the presence of God that lives and moves and has its being as each one of us here, as anyone who listens to this, as anyone who feels this, feels that safety, that security of knowing that we belong to each other. So I breathe into this moment in great gratitude for one, the great master teacher, the Prince of Peace, the Prince of Love, for all that we embody and experience because of this absolute amazing light. And that I, in every way, every day, do my best to commit to love, to spread kindness, to create a healthier world, to know that each person here within them, the indwelling presence, the power of God within them rises up to that occasion of love in the most difficult of challenges. Bodhisattvas never go where it's easy. They always go where they are needed. And I know that each person here, as an expression of God, is needed in this world, and that the love that is seeking to reveal itself reveals with ease, grace, joy, even in the most difficult of times. So let us breathe into this love, knowing that it is our life. And let's radiate this love into the world. Let us stand on higher ground. Let us call forth the peace. Let us call forth the love. Let us call forth the prosperity for all. And knowing that it is so, because all things are possible in God. Let us one more time whisper to ourselves, I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is.